In this video, I'm going to be discussing stimulus checks and sending out immediately if certain factors are met. That's the focus of the video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. I know this is a question that I get literally every single day from people here in the community who reach out down below in the comments section on previous videos asking, are we going to be getting another stimulus check? If so, how much is it going to be? Who's going to get it? When are we going to get it? How fast will they deliver it? When is it going to be approved? And the questions go on and on, but you get my point here, right? This is something I am asked literally every single day. A lot of comments coming in about this. And again, if you want to see this for yourself, go back and check out any other video here on the channel. Read below in the comments section and you'll surely see some questions coming up asking about stimulus checks, okay? That is why I want to focus on this here in this video. But there are some factors in which stimulus checks would be sent out immediately or very, very fast if these factors are actually met. And again, we're on the cusp of a major economic recession or major economic contraction. And when these factors are met, again, more money will be printed and more money will be sent out, just like what we've seen so many times over the last, call it 20, 25 years or so. Every single time that we see an economic contraction or economic recession, guess what they do? They print money and they send out stimulus checks as well as a variety of other stimulus factors and things like this to businesses, small businesses, big, medium, large, banks, financial institutions. The list goes on and on. The money is just handed out freely to virtually anybody that'll take it because that is what the economy needs during that time. So that is what I want to focus on really quickly here in this video. And by the way, I will focus on the questions and the concerns that I do get down below in the comment section. And by the way, I do know that a lot of you here in the community receive fixed income benefits from Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, seniors, older adults, people with disabilities. You know the list, right? I say it all the time in other videos, but I get a lot of questions asked as well, would we be included? I can say this much as well. There would be no reason that you would not be included. Now, obviously, I don't know exactly what they, as in lawmakers, would do next time around, but again, there'd be no reason that you're not included because it's always income-based to determine who would be eligible for additional stimulus checks when they are actually approved, okay? So I can focus on that in a separate video, but again, you kind of get my point here. All right, so let me talk about the details of this. So there's a couple different factors that I want to bring to your attention here. Now, it all comes down to the economy, okay? I know you probably don't want to hear that, but again, this is what it comes down to. A lot of times we think, but wait, if we just tell lawmakers that we're struggling financially, they will approve a stimulus check, right? No, it does not happen that way, okay? I'm going to tell you this much. They don't care about us, okay? They really don't, okay? Even though they act like, oh, we're working in the best interest of the people and we really care. Really? If that's the case, then look at their actions, right? Actions speak louder than words, okay? They tell us all kinds of stuff, but let's look at their actions. What are they really doing? They're doing nothing, but yet they continue to tell us that they care. Really? Do they really care then, right? That's what we need to continue to push back on. So anyway, my point is, here's what I want to bring to your attention. It all comes down to the economy, okay? Believe it or not, whether we want to hear it or not, this is the fact of the matter. It all comes down to what is going on with the economy, what is the health of the economy, and what is going on with the job market, as in unemployment. Are jobs being created? Are jobs being lost? Is the unemployment rate going up? Is it going down? Is it holding steady? What is going on with this? As well as some other factors like inflation and the Federal Reserve. What are they doing with interest rates and other things like that that honestly are not as impactful, but more on that in a minute, okay? So the number one factor that I'm continuously watching right now, and we are seeing these numbers honestly getting a little bit worse here. Over the last couple months here, we've been seeing these numbers getting a little bit worse. And again, when it comes down to stimulus checks and the approval of, this is actually a good thing. We want to see unemployment numbers getting worse, okay? Now, here's the thing. We never want to pray or ask for people to lose their jobs. We do not want that to happen, right? That is a sad situation for anybody in that scenario who's maybe losing a job or something like that, being laid off, or companies going bankrupt or whatever's happening. Obviously, we never want that to happen, but it's the fact of the matter. There's nothing we can do about it, right? But here's what's going on. We need to continue watching the unemployment numbers, okay? Now, again, I will continue to watch these factors very closely. You don't need to sit here and dwell over these numbers, but It's a number, it's an economic report that is released once per month on the first Friday of every month, and it gives us a glimpse into the hiring or firing of the previous month and lets us know what is going on with the unemployment rate as well as labor participation rate. It also tells us what's going on with hourly earnings and all kinds of other factors like this. But when we continue to see the unemployment rate ticking higher, this is telling us a lot of details and a lot of data about the economy. When the unemployment rate goes up, it simply means more people are out of work. That would also tell us that companies are laying off people. Companies are either going bankrupt, they're minimizing their payrolls, they're not hiring, a whole variety of factors like this, and it all comes back onto the economy, okay? When the unemployment rate goes up, it simply shows us that the economy is not very healthy. When the economy is very healthy and strong, unemployment rate is very low. It means a lot of people are working, the economy is strong, it's robust, things like this. And there's demand for services, as in workers, employment, stuff like that. When an unemployment rate is going up, that simply means that less people are working and there's not as much demand for, employment, things like that, okay? So it's a very important factor, and it tells us a lot more about the economy than just people working, okay? It tells us a lot of details about that, mostly the health of the economy, right? So if you want another stimulus check, you kind of want to be crossing your fingers, be praying for and asking for a recession. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of negative connotation about a recession. A lot of people say, oh, it's the worst thing ever, right? Depends how you look at it. I like to look at a recession as a reset because that's literally what it is. It's a reset of the economy. So it depends on how you look at it. In my honest opinion, I'm going to say this much. We probably want a recession right now, okay? Reason being, and I know you're probably thinking, okay, this dude is seriously nuts for saying we want a recession. Here's why we want a recession. Because this inflation is still eating us alive. With a recession, with a major economic contraction, it'll actually drop this inflation down and it'll actually bring prices down. Why? Because if there's a major recession, a major economic contraction, what do we start doing? We start conserving. We stop spending as much money. We maybe cut back on our spending a little bit. And again, I know a lot of people here in the community have like no money. But again, as a general rule, conceptually, the people kind of cut back, we conserve, and we kind of go into hibernation mode, whereas we don't spend as much. Therefore, demand drops, supply increases, therefore, prices must come down. Simple economics, right? So when prices go down, that means demand is lower, supply is higher, right? In general, this is what it means, and therefore prices would come down. It would bring this inflation down that we've all been dealing with for all these years now. It's super annoying with these very high prices, and it would simply bring inflation down. At the same time, they would likely print up more money, and again, may cause more inflation, maybe not, depends on how much it goes out to the people, how much of it is spent, things like that. There's a ton of factors about this, but this is something we need to continue watching, okay? So remember this much. If you want a stimulus check, you want to be praying for a recession, a major economic contraction. That's what we want. And realistically, right now, with all this massive inflation we've been seeing over the last couple of years here, this is something we certainly want right now because it'll reset the economy. That's a good thing. Right now, it would be a good thing for a lot of people because it would mean more money in your pocket and it would mean less inflation. Prices would come down. I'm not sure about you, but I'm sick of high prices. It is so annoying. I'm not sure about you going to the store every single time and being like, hey, I got stiffed again this time. Last week they stiffed me and they stiffed me again this week. I'm sick of it. I'm not sure about you. Not a fan of these high prices right now, okay? It is not a fun situation. Has not been fun for the last 3 years, and well, it's actually more than that. The last, little over 3 years here, that these prices have been very high and elevated, and we're just sick of it. So this is what it comes down to. We need to continue watching the unemployment rate. I would say this is the number one factor. And again, if it gets high, as in it goes up to 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, something like that, you better believe more money is going to be printed. Almost a guarantee. Now, obviously, nothing is a guarantee, but I can say this much. If the unemployment rate gets to those levels, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5%, which we're honestly not that far away from, if it gets up to these levels, watch these lawmakers scramble around like a bunch of cockroaches, and they're going to be scrambling to print money very quickly, and that money will be going out, okay? They've done it every time since, early 2000. They print stimulus checks, they print up money, stimulus, they call it a whole variety of names, but it happens every single time, and it'll happen again. There's no reason this time would be any different than next time or than the last couple times that we've seen here. They do the same plays out of the same playbook every single time we see a recession. Does that make sense? Anyway, leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Otherwise, subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends on social media. Again, totally free to do so with the share button down below. Otherwise, go back and check out any other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel, including those I have linked down below in the description or at the top of the comment section, or the thousands I have in the video library. Enjoy your day. Take care. Hope this answers it for you, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.